Welcome back to the channel. So today we will be solving this Deloitte interview question. And in this question, we have been given two tables, sales table and the products table. So sales table contain the details about the sales, right? For each product in each year, what is the total sales revenue, right? We have three different product IDs in this question that we have highlighted, right? And in the product table, we have the details of each product, right? So if you see here, like the product ID two, it's the product name is jeans and the category of this product is clothing. So these two tables are there. Let's read out what is the task. Write a SQL query to find the products whose total sales revenue has increased every year. Include the product ID, product name, and category in the result. Okay. So for each, like we need to find which all are the product ID whose revenue has increased every year, right? So we need to do the things on a product ID level. That is clear, right? So for each product, we need to find the, like, we need to check basically if the revenue has increased every year or not. And if it has increased, then we need to return that product ID details, right? So how we can approach this? So we will have to use the, like, we can use here the lag function, lag window function. Why? Because we need to find, like, we can generate a lag on the sales, like this column, and check like every year if it is increasing or not. Let me write the lag over here. So how we can, let me just format and this, yeah. So what will be the lag of this? Lag of this will be null, right? Because there is no lag, right? There is no lag. Similarly, what is the lag of this? It would be 1000, right? Lag is nothing but the previous row, right? And we will sort the data in the ascending order of the year because we need to track each and every year, right? And similarly, the lag of this record will be this one, right? So this is for product ID 1. Now let's do the for the product ID 2, right? So what is lag for this one? What is lag for this record? So is it 1100? No, it is not. Why? Because we are partitioning the data based on the product ID, right? So the lag will be here null, right? Lag will be null. Similarly, what is the lag for this record? Lag is 500, right? Similarly, lag for this record is 600. Similar fashion, here the lag, not, it will not be 900, right? It will be null because the product ID is changing. Similarly, the lag of this record will be 300, and here it will be this much, right? So this we have completed. The lag is done, right? So what next we can do? We can find the difference between, so if you see, this is the current year, right? This is the current year, and this is the lag is what? The previous year, right? If you see here, this record, this 1200 is for year 2020, and this 1000 is for which year? 2019, right? So this is the current year, and this is the previous year. So we can find the difference, right? We can find the difference if the difference for each and every record or each and every year for the particular product ID is positive. That means what? The revenue is increasing every year. And if it is less than zero, or you can say the negative, then revenue is not increasing every year, right? So what we can do, we can find the difference. So difference here, it will be null only, right? Similarly, here, if we find the difference, so what will be the difference? 200. 200 will be difference. Let me format. Similarly, if you find the difference here, so it will be minus 100, right? It will be minus 100. Why? Because like the current year value is 1100 and previous year value is 1200. So the lag is of 100 minus 100. Similarly, this will be null only. So let's copy paste here. And here the difference is 100. Similarly, here the difference is 300. And here it will be null. Here the difference is of 150, and here the difference is of minus 50. Let me format paint. So this we can format paint like this, and this we can format paint like this, right? So this we can write as revenue difference, right? Revenue difference, and right. So what is the next step? As I mentioned, what we can do, we can like group the data. We can group the data on product ID and check if, and we can find the minimum, right? We can find the minimum. So let's say if we group the data on the product ID and we find the min, right? So what is the min of these three? What is the min of these three? It will be minus 100, right? Similarly, if we for this group, what is the min of this? So if you see, each and every value is positive here, right? Each and every value is positive here. What is min of this? It is 100, right? It is 100. Similarly, what is mean of this? It is minus 50, right? It is minus 50. So, if we conclude here, if we conclude here, so like if you see, for this ID, the min is negative. For this ID also, the min is negative. For this ID only, we have positive value, right? And so this should be our answer, right? And if you see here in the output also, this is our answer, the product ID 2, right? So the next step will be like we will find this ID, and then we will join with the product table, and we will get the data, right? We will get this data. Let's jump into the SQL Server, not SQL Server. I will be solving this in the PostgreSQL, and let's jump into the debugger and like execute the code, right? So so this is the input and output. Let me show you. I will give you the insert and create statement. You can try it by yourself also. So this is the product detail and this is the sales detail, right? And whatever we saw in Excel, we will have to write same thing over here in the SQL, right? So what we can do, the first step, what we did, we found the lag, right? We found the lag. So let's do, and we are working with the sales table, right? So we will find the lag. So select star from, and let's paste it here, and let's find the lag. Lag of which column? Lag of, what is the column name? Total sales revenue, right? So lag of this column, and then partition by, just, okay. So instead of partition by, it will be over first. So over partition by, we were partitioning on which column? We were partitioning on the product ID column. So let's copy paste here. Product ID and order by on year in the ascending order, right? And this we can give as previous year revenue, right? Let's run this. Okay, now you can see, let me zoom a little. Okay, now you can see we have this previous year revenue column, right? So what we did in the next, we found the revenue difference column, right? So let's put this in the CT with CTS, and we can write select from CT, right? Select from CT, and let's have the all the columns, and then the difference. How we found the difference? Difference is uh, total sales revenue minus the lag value, right? So let's write total sales revenue minus lag, and what we name the lag column? Previous year revenue. Let's rename this as revenue difference, right? Let's run this. Okay, now we have the revenue difference column also. So what is the next step? What we did, we found the minimum. We grouped the data on the product ID and we found the minimum, right? So let's do that also. So let us put this also in the CT. So CT1 as select from CT1 and group by on which column? Product ID, right? Product ID. Let's select this also, and we want the minimum of what? Revenue diff as min. Let's give the name as min only, and let's run it. So if you see, for product ID 1, the minimum value was -100. Similarly, for 2 is 100 and 3 is -50. So now we have, but we want only those record which are having the minimum positive value, right? So we can write here having clause, right? Since we are like uh, filtering the data based on the aggregate value, so we are writing having, not the where clause, right? So we can have here also min should be greater than 0. Why not greater than equal to 0? Because we want strictly increasing, right? The revenue should increase. It cannot be equal, right? So we cannot write 0 like equal. We should write greater than 0, right? So so if you see, we have product ID 2 only. And since we don't need this column in the output, let's remove this, right? And let's run this again. So we have the product ID 2, right? And we saw here also in the Excel sheet, the product ID 2 we need. So what is the next step? So what we can do, now we have the product ID, right? So for getting the details, we can just join that product ID with the product table, right? So let's do that. So let's put this also in the CT2 as, and let's join the table. Select from CT2 as T1 inner join. Inner join with which table? We want to inner join with the product detail table. So what is the name? Product Deloitte, the name of the table. Okay. As T2 on T1 dot. So T1 dot. So in T1, so T1 we need product ID from here. We want to join on the product ID, right? Similarly, T2 dot product ID, and we want everything from the product, right? We want all the column from second table. So we can write T2 dot star. Let's run. Okay, now you can see the the output which we got and what was required. So two jeans clothings, and if you see here, two jeans clothing. So yes, we have solved this problem, right? So for the same problem, right, I have solved the same problem in PySpark also. So you can find the link in the description section. And if you like this content, please do like, subscribe, and share the channel. Let's meet in the next interview question. Until then, bye.